Here's a quick demo of the new colorization feature on client for the fields. So we're just going to colorize certain fields to be certain colors so they're easier to identify. As you can see, I click the color button and choose a new color for what I want that to be represented as. On the percent change, which is a positive and negative value, we probably want to show the sign and color it by value. Same thing with the net change. We can even increase the decimal, override the decimal precision if we'd like to. Now, if we wanted to colorize a specific symbol, we could go in here and set up a color policy to a symbol list. And then if we look on the symbol menu here, we'll see the red and green.txt list. And in here we will see a toggle feature, Control-Alt-1 for red and Control-Alt-2 for green. So I can merely just hover over that and hit the hotkey to put those into that list. And if any of these, as you can see, I can hover over any symbol on any screen. If I want to edit the list, I can go to View, Symbol Lists, and in here, bring that over here so we can see it. I can hit the drop down and edit what's in the green list. Or I can edit what's in the red list. Or I can delete stuff too. Or copy and paste a list from a file. Also worth noting is the volume columns can now be formatted to show significant digits, for instance. Or if you put it to auto, it'll show it with commas. Or 0, that is. And if you want to colorize it, so you can see the different levels. Here's an example of a color rule that will take the volume and it will make it different colors for different significance. And if we combine that with the 3 significant digits, there you go. Let's do the same thing over here. Copy. There we go. Also included in this update is the ability to format date and times a little shorter. So you can go in here and you can turn off the time. And now it just shows the time, or you can turn off the date. And it'll only show the date. And you can colorize that column also. Some of the columns have special purposes. Like this column here happens to be what's called a color box. In the client, you have to specify that it's a color box for its formatting. And also, this is a checkbox. So you also have to specify the formatting for that. And then this is a percent range where the only possible values are 0 to 100%. If it makes more sense, you can use a progress bar so that it'll colorize it appropriately. To change the color in a color policy, merely click on the word for the color, hit Control W, and you can pick a new color. Another form of colorization is by category. So right here I have the instrument type, and I'll start off by alt-clicking on the column heading to bring up the list of categories. And we'll go in here to common stock. We can click on it, hit the space bar, change that to yellow, and go to the equity and change our preferred stock, change that to green. Equity, change that to red. And exchange traded fund, we'll change that to purple, for instance. And we'll go ahead and hit save, and you can see how those are now colorized. Industry is another area, except I need to go into the field properties once by alt-clicking on the heading and change one of the colors before I can override it using the right-click menu. So I can right-click, go to Field Actions and Color, and pick a color directly based upon the one that's showing on the screen. Here's the listed exchange, same thing. I got to go in here to the alt-click on the heading and go into Field Properties, and then I can colorize the New Yorks and the Amexes and the NYSEs, which is T, differently. And the sectors are not very large. I alt-clicked on the column heading to bring up the setting here, and we can go in here and just click some colors real quick. Or we can right-click and pick a color by the ones that are displayed. Now, another thing that you can do with the categorization colors is you can use those as a color policy for another column, like the symbol. So for instance, if I wanted the symbol to be colorized by the instrument type, there we go, and you can see how the instrument type color matches the instrument type column, which means you don't have to display the instrument type column in order to see what type of instrument it is. Or I can make it by the listed exchange, or the sector. You can see how the color matches the sector.